springs eternal. RSL running riot in Sandy. Gozo goes Golazo in Real Salt Lake.
Welcome back, our loyal listeners, to Into the Riot. Today we're going to be talking about how we were outshot in the first half against Houston. Solons and Moonboy stepped onto the pitch and how it changed the match. The fire that was lit at the Riot for the 12th home match sellout. We're here breaking it all down at Into the Riot right now.
Let's riot!
Acres of space just gobbled up here by IntotheRioT, who continues to come forward. Gozo! Gozo looking to do the same. It's Gozo! Smooth as you like.
Again, welcome back, fans of the Claret and Cobalt, our loyal listeners. Kevin, this episode we're going to be breaking down the match that we had against Houston FC. Real Salt Lake was pretty much caught maybe a little off guard. They were under siege for most of the first half. Outshot.
Yep.
They were outshot by Houston 10-3 in the first half. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, we were looking at the games last week, and Houston just came off a big win against LAFC.
Yeah,
they beat them 4-1. So we kind of had a feeling that they had the power or the skill to do it, but I wasn't expecting us to be outshot though. I figured they'd have shots, but not to be outshot.
Yeah, I mean, we were still able to, RSL was still able to manage the win. It was another electric atmosphere at America First Stadium. 12 straight sellouts, pretty impressive.
Yeah,
6-1 this season in league play at home. That's kind of a big deal too. You come home. You're expected to do that in front of your fans.
Yeah.
And they're doing just that. So in the first half, what went so wrong for RSL? Why aren't they able to create more shots than
I think it has. I don't know. I mean, I think it has a little bit to do with just maybe the starting lineup. I know we were doing a little bit of changing for resting some legs for the Saturday game also, but
the big rivalry.
and
big rival Colorado.
Yep. And I don't know. I think that it's kind of when you don't have some of these players that have this fighting way of going about these games. I don't think we had the personnel in there to do the high pressure. And you could see it in the first half. I mean, we didn't press at all really. Especially right at the beginning, we held back and we kind of gave him the space to come into our half.
What do you think? So did you think that Houston's 10 shots versus our 3 shots in the first half? Do you think that exposed the flaw of the starting 11 that you're talking about? I mean, who would you have? What would you have changed? Because we're going to get into this episode a little bit deeper, and I actually liked most of them. There's only one that I feel that kind of a hard one for me so far this year, and I will tell you this: it's too bad we lost Pule early in the season. It's just too bad because I thought he played so well for 3/4 of it.
Yeah. I'm still really confused about Catranas. I don't understand why he's not getting the play time. I don't know if there's something going on there or if it's just not the right play or form or formation. I don't know, but that one baffles me a little bit. I still would like to see can't think of his name now. What's the center back that I don't even see him on the
Henry?
Yeah, was he not even on the bench?
Let's see. Let me check real quick. He was not even on the bench.
Hmm.
The defenders that were on the bench was Katranis, Engel, and that is it.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that is a little confusing. And where's Eris? I mean, I'm still excited to see him play. He's only been on the reserves once.
Yeah.
So who would you have taken off the field to put Katranis
So maybe Mark Zook, but I thought he played a pretty good game.
in? Yeah, I thought he played wonderfully actually. And I'm excited to talk about him a little bit later here too.
Yeah, and even Jonqua had a good game again, and he's kind of earned his spot there, but gosh, it's just I guess it's just still stemming from last year. Katranis he's explosive, he's passionate, he just has this killer instinct, and I love how he plays, and so I just kind of wish he was out there, but just knowing why would be would help me out, I think. But
Yeah.
I think he was the biggest one. But I also think, and I get we're trying to rest these players, but Luna, he's almost one of those guys. I think he needs to be in all the time. But I know we have to rest him and keep him healthy. So
Yeah, he's going to play 90 minutes against Colorado on
yeah.
Saturday.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you what. The question I have is the season Olatunji had last year. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with him this year. But
I think it's the formation. I think it's
Do
the
you?
way that I don't think he's he's more that player that needs to be given the ball in the box, and he pounds it in from there. I don't think he's much of a I kind of feel like he's a Holland. He doesn't really get to. He's not a dribbler for sure, and I think he just has a rough time trying to pull it up the field.
Yeah, well, I just don't understand. I feel like he has a bigger stature than Solon's,
Yeah, he
but
does.
Solon's plays bigger than Olatunji this year.
Yeah, I think that's very accurate.
I mean, so I'll just go put it this way. I mean, the first half is pretty uneventful. It was 0-0 at halftime, and then they made they put Moon Boy on the pitch, and the tempo changed, the attitude changed. Again, he is making so much happen on that field, and
Well,
that Solon came on a little bit later for Olatunji, and it just everything went back
clicked.
to everything went back to what Real Salt Lake's football is.
Well, and it was crazy because like you said, the first half wasn't really. It was uneventful. The crowd level was really low, and as soon as everyone saw Luna, it changed the environment. And then when Salons went in there, even more. These two players, even with Caliscan,
Yeah.
when these players went in, it changes the whole atmosphere, the whole tempo. And that's the kind of soccer that I think we all expect this team to play this year. And I think that's what makes it so hard to see some of these other players come in, because I don't think they're built for it.
Well, I don't know if they're not built for it. They're just not what makes the crowd crazy. Luna's the crowd favorite. He has been for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Solons has worked his way into, I think, so many people's hearts. Caliscan has been virtually the Metrodome in the middle.
Yep.
There you always have the young boys, Gozo, and he's Arcani. They've kind of been a big heartthrob, if you will, with the fans this year also. But we have to be careful because in the last 2 weeks we've played 3 games in each week.
Mhm.
So you have to really be careful with minutes. And Luna's already been hurt this year. Solon's been muscled up and down the field probably the last 4 matches. And so it's nice to get him a break, but it would be nice if we could substitute like for like.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't happen. But the tempo shift in that second half when those players came on was unbelievable.
Yeah.
The scoring obviously Real Salt Lake scored 3 goals in this match. It all started with Yedlin's big throw in, his threatening throw in that he I don't know, he was about 18-yard line high on the sideline, and he threw that ball in. Was kind of mistimed, misjudged by one of the headers from the defender, and then it just went into the net. There's nothing that they could really do.
Nope.
My play of the match was also by Yedlin. And it wasn't his threatening. It wasn't his big long throw in. It was how he drove down the field. I thought he was going to. I thought he was going to lay the thing off on the outside to Gilavagi. Or no, Gilavagi wasn't even in this at that time. I think it was Marcout. But he turned it inside, made the pass through, nutmeg, pass through to Gozo, and it was a little, striker's touch after that. I think that turned the first goal kind of turned the momentum. It's easier to play when you're up a goal. But that moment of the game where Yedlin threaded the needle to Gozo, I think that turned the game for ourselves.
Well, Yedlin, we all know from watching this guy play throughout his career, is fast. We all know this. But for some reason, he must be feeling really good right now with his hamstring and everything, because that's the fastest I've seen him this season. He was so fast Wednesday night. It was crazy.
I'll tell you this, Kevin. There's something different about the environment at Real Salt Lake compared to, I think, maybe any other club. I'll say the same thing with the Utah Jazz. I don't know how they've kept some of the players they've kept over the last 3 years with losing every single year on purpose, quote unquote. How are they keeping those players there? Well, they must be making them happy. And I think I've watched Yedlin from when he first started with the U.S. team, when he was, I don't know, probably 20 years old.
Yeah.
And it seems like Yedlin is happier at this point of his career than he ever has been.
Could be.
And I really wonder if it's anything to do with how Real Salt Lake, the club, treats these players when they come in. Because it seems like these guys are a family. It just looks like they're relaxed and having a good time, even when they're losing.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. It just seems like this chemistry with this team. I mean, it feels like it's even something different than we've seen almost with any other Real Salt Lake team.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, they look happy. They look together, and man, when they get it all working, they're a pretty team to watch.
Yeah, it is a fun when they and you're right, when they have the right players on the pitch, it is pretty soccer to watch. It is pretty soccer.
Yep.
So let's talk about the other half of Gozo's brace that he scored in this match. Another gorgeous pass to him. The goals are awesome, and that's what counts on the scoreboard. The assists a lot of times are forgotten about. Stein Spearings with that perfectly weighted ball. I mean, are you kidding me?
Did you watch the post game interviews?
I didn't. I did not.
So they were interviewing Gozo. He was up there with Quentin, and they were asking him about that goal, the second one. And I, just like you were saying, that a lot of times the assists get overlooked and stuff like that. And I know that Gozo's not meaning to be like that, but he was like, "Yeah, I don't even know who gave me the ball, but
Mhm.
but it was. We all knew it was Spearings, and it was a beautiful ball, and yeah, it with that even with the beautiful ball, I mean, Gozo did his speed is just it's out there too. Like the kid's amazing.
Well, and his last goal really borderline world class goal, if you ask me. I mean, he opened up those hips and went. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was going for that far post, and he dang near hit the post and went in anyway.
Well, and
I
that's the
mean,
crazy thing.
it was just I don't know. He's a special talent.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. I mean, he dribbles to the near post, which brings the goalie all the way that way,
Hmm.
and then for him to be able to open his hips all the way like he did, I mean, yeah, it was pretty.
With a defender on that side too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so quick. It's gonna be world class here in a year.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And
Yep.
we'll talk about that a little bit here too. Uh, let's talk about some of the spots on the pitch a little bit.
Okay.
Let's go back to the Salons versus Olatunji comparison. Why does it look like, at least to me, it looks like Salons at 22 years old? He's head and shoulders above Olatunji right now in form.
Yeah.
And like I mentioned before, Olatunji has the bigger physique. He's stronger, bigger. I don't know if he's necessarily faster, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh.
But why is that? Am I just up in the night, or is this what other people are seeing too?
I think most people are seeing it. And it's hard to do because we all love Tunji and what he has what he did for our team last year,
Yeah,
and we we weren't a great team last year, but when he came onto the team, he started scoring goals, and that was one thing that RSL was having a hard time doing last year.
yeah,
So it's hard to see because we want the guy to be successful, but Salon's really, I mean, and it was unfortunate for Tunji to get hurt, but it showed us who this Salons guy was and how he's legit.
yeah, yeah. I think so too. It's unfortunate because I think that injury probably set him back,
Yeah,
and I think in this last match, Olatunji played the best that he's played so far this season.
yeah,
Because I feel like that he was trying to make things work. He almost busted a couple of those through balls through, but it's still like he's, I don't know, because Solons makes so much happen just by sheer effort,
yeah,
and it just seems Olatunji's like, oh, I'm not going to get there, so I'm not going to through the play. So I don't know,
yeah,
just a assessment that I had. I mean, but after the night, I'm I'm glad we have a little bit of depth with Olatunji, but after the night, I don't think there's any argument that Solons should not be starting every game unless
yeah.
there's an issue with his health.
Right. I agree.
Let's talk about the midfield. There's a lot of it brings up a lot of debate of what could be done with the pieces and moving them around. Spearings, what do you think of his match?
I mean, I, without his counterpart in starting with them, Caliscan, I thought I mean, we've been saying it ever since he's been starting, but he's a dog, and he held that center midfield. I think he held it down, and he had a really good game.
I think best match of the season for Spearings.
Yeah,
Obviously, the one he came in with 15 minutes to go, and he buried a banger from outside the box. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, goals are, like I said, goals are easy to see because that's what's on the score line. But I think he helped control the tempo. I think this match compared to the last match against Dallas, I think he was much better.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've already talked about his clinical assist to Gozo. But I think let's talk about Dylan. Caliscan has been a main component to what's going on the pitch for RSL right now. But Dylan came in, and I thought he played a very quiet, very complete game for our Real Salt Lake last.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like he played really good, but like you said, it was quiet. And I'm I don't know if I'm a very good watcher of soccer. I I have a hard time seeing that kind of stuff just because it's not right out there, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he really did quite well. I mean, I I don't feel like he was the cause of any big concern, you know.
No, so this is my take on Dylan's play versus Houston. How many times do we hear Caliscan's name in the first 3-4 matches of the season?
We didn't.
No, we didn't. Dylan was doing those same things that Caliscan did the first 3 to 4 matches of the season. He did it
True.
quietly. He was winning balls in the midfield. He was distributing balls. The thing of it is, there are sometimes I'm thinking, who's that guy? And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I thought Caliscan was in. He wasn't. Dylan was playing Caliscan's role, and he did it well. He
Yeah.
did it well, and that is so, as a coaching staff and as a fan like me, so comforting to know that you got a guy that can come in for either Spearings or Caliscan, and you're not going to skip a beat.
Right.
Let's talk about Mark Zook.
Mark Zook. I was excited about this kid when we first picked him up. I was so disappointed when we put him on loan, but I think it was, and this is why I'm not part of any club team, but it's what he needed, and I think he can be a star on this team too. I mean, I just love the way he plays.
Yeah, I saw him in the starting lineup, and I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm going, why is he there and Gozo's not? Marzuk is so much slower
Yeah.
than Gozo, but man, he is a smart player. He had good angles. He had good approaches to how he was defending. I thought we were going to beat down that touch line all night long. But then I started thinking, well, he was put on Yedlin's side too, so Yedlin would kind of equal that whole thing out. But then you saw Yedlin making runs, and I'm going, oh dear, we're going to get killed on this one time. But that defensive line, they played well, and Marzuk, he represented himself and the
Yeah.
club very well last night at that, against Houston. So I was pretty impressed with that whole thing.
And I think that might have been some of their strategy was I don't think the Houston thought about the whole switching right there and having Yedlin making the runs and Mark Zook staying back and
Well, I mean, even Marzuk was making runs. I mean,
Oh no,
he
I know.
made some good choices in Houston's defensive third. He made a lot of
Yeah,
good choices in our in our attack. So yeah,
right.
it was pretty impressive. I was questioning the call, but man, now I'm questioning. Boy, should we have had Gozo playing up higher in one of the 10 positions all season? How many goals would he have? Who knows?
Right. Yeah. And can I throw one more midfielder in?
Throw, yeah, please.
He wasn't a starter, but Zach Booth,
Oh yeah, dude.
for the amount of time that he looks so good. And then that
Mhm.
I wish he would have got that goal. He smacked that crossbar
Yeah.
so hard.
Yeah,
That
that was so close.
I was just happy to see him go in, and he played a really good game. I was happy to see him out there.
I kind of like him in that same role
Yeah.
because he went in for Majuk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep.
really like him in that role. He played well there.
Yep. Yeah, I think they're pretty well with that position. You know, they have 3 or 4 people I think that can play right there. So
For sure. But I think with that move that Pablo made, moving Gozo up, boy, causing some problem.
oh yeah.
It's a good problem,
Yep.
but man, if you continue with that lineup, who do you leave off the pitch?
Yeah, it's tough.
We'll get to that in a minute. Rafa, he was the only highlights we had in the first half.
Yep.
4 big saves to fend off the Houston attack in the first half. Come up big 4 times. That's pretty big, really, in really any league of football. And you know, it, if one of those go in, that could it very well could have changed the whole bearing of that game. How that?
Oh yeah.
How'd you feel? Sorry, did you have something to say about Rafa?
Um. Well, I was just gonna say that, like you were saying, it would have changed the whole thing. Um, it would have done the exact opposite. You know, it opened up our that own goal opened up Houston
Yeah,
because, you know, and so if it was the opposite, it would have opened us up and it would have been harder for us to get back into it. And especially the way we were shooting that first half, I think it would have been pretty detrimental. So yeah, big for Rafa.
he's been a staple for RSL. How do you feel Quentin did in his second start at the center back?
I was a little nervous because of just how kind of shaky that first one was in the center back, but he played he played well. I I felt good with him there.
Yeah, he had a much better presence there. I also thought that he did a better job of moving the ball quicker,
Oh yeah. Yep.
and his passes were much more crisp and deliberate. Because I thought he was questioning where he should go with the ball against Dallas, and we got in trouble for that.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that, like, you could almost tell that he I don't know if he was, like, making sure like, making it known every time, but every pass just looked a lot crisper, a lot heavier. It looked much better with the passing, so
And that's why teams watch film.
yep.
You gotta fix those things that you see, and it's easier to fix them when you see them than not. All right, well, let's talk about the problem then. You ready for this?
Yeah, let's hear
You're
it.
not gonna believe the problem that I've drummed up. Let's talk about Xavier Gozo.
Okay,
Bad
let's talk
or
about it.
good problem?
Well, it's a good problem.
It's a good problem.
It's a
It's a
great
very good
problem.
problem. I mean, the kid, you move him up to one of the 210s that RSL plays with. First time, he scores that first goal from Yedlin. I mean, and that was a true striker's goal. I mean, that was just a toe poke that's the only thing he could get on it, just a toe poke, and it hits side netting. Both goals hit side netting.
Yep.
Scores the second one, which was a record breaker for Real Salt Lake. First time a 19-year-old in club history has scored a brace. So it was a
Nice.
historic night for Real Salt Lake against Houston, which, awesome. And Gozo, you can't ask for more from him, from a 19-year-old on that stage.
Yeah.
The question that I have, and it's gonna probably piss some people off that are listening, but my question is, does the kid like contact?
Hmm.
Because there was one moment in the game, it was in the middle of the field, where for sure, if anything else, it was going to be a 50-50 ball, and he didn't. He took a step to it and then stopped. Houston won the ball, and they were on a quick counter, and I believe it was in the first half, and it was one of times where Rafa had to come out and make a play.
Huh. Yeah, I
That
guess
Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I guess I really didn't. I maybe I just didn't see it, or I don't know. But yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, and it's just things that I don't know, over the years of, with me coaching boys and girls soccer, I watch the game a little bit different. I don't ball watch as much as I used to. I kind of watch what's going to happen and watch where the players are before the ball maybe enters in that zone, or whatever. However you want
Yeah.
to explain that. But it's just little things. And I'm being very nitpicky with this, because I mean, until, what if that leads to a goal?
Right.
Changes the game, right? Uh but I mean, is it a concern? Because Gozo's not the only one that does it. I'm
Right.
I'm not saying he's the only one that does it, but is it a concern, especially when we play these more physical teams, or we play in a match where the referees let one team be more physical than the other? I'm not saying Gozo's not a physical player, because the kid has gotten a couple yellow cards with a couple maybe tackles or contact that maybe didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
So you gotta praise the kid for sticking his nose in, places where you might not really want to.
Right. Yeah.
And he's played against some good wingers
Oh yeah.
this year so far, and he's shutting them down. But
Yeah.
it's just a question. What do you think? Do you have a take?
Like I said, I mean I don't know if I necessarily know that particular play you're talking about, but I have seen, I mean, maybe pulling up a little bit on certain things, and maybe that's just him, I don't know, making sure that, he stays, healthy and not hurt. I don't know, but um yeah, I don't know. I think he is a pretty physical player, and I don't think I don't think he tries to avoid contact, but yeah, no, I think I know that he gets knocked off a few times every once in a while here and there, and maybe, he's just trying to make sure he's not knocked off the play. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the times he's knocked off, he's trying to be creative, and he's trying to make a play past the defender, and I feel like these MLS referees. Actually, I think the refereeing globally right now is so
Bad.
lackadaisical,
Yep.
because we have, in my opinion, way too much VAR going on, and letting that dictate what happens in a match. We've got to, if it were up to me, we get rid of that stupid thing. We put the tennis technology on the goal line, and we let the referees call the game
Yep.
like it's supposed to be called.
Yeah.
And you go back to the way the offside call is supposed to be called, and you get rid of the VAR, because I think it's just caused more problems in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. But
And oh, sorry.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, also I think with Gozo, um, like last year he was pretty scrawny. This year he's gotten bigger and stronger, and I think it's gonna come. Even if he did try to avoid some of this contact, I think he's gonna, like, he has it in him to be that brawler and the dog, and get in these contacts and battle for the ball. I do think that sometimes he may, you know, as a 19-year-old, see who he's coming up against, and maybe I'm not saying I'm not him, but I know if I was 19 playing against some 28-year-old and they're twice my size, I might second guess going against him all the way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that banger against Portland, he didn't care who was there.
That's true.
He was gonna rip that ball.
Yep.
So my next question is Gozo more dangerous as a wing back, playing a little bit deeper and then attacking up the sideline or later? Or is he more dangerous as one of the 210s opposite of Gilovagi or Luna?
I think he's dangerous in both, but if you look at what he did as one of the 210s, I mean, he still has that option to pass, but he has so much more, I think, opportunities to shoot too. And I mean, if you're gonna put 2 out of your 3 shots in, I'm all for that.
Well, how often have we had through balls that easy? I mean, Gozo had probably 3. 2 out of the 3, well, probably 4, but 2 out of those 4, they just weren't either enough pace on the pass, or maybe the defense, they took a good angle, whatever. But Gozo had more runs toward goal than he probably has all season, because the other runs that he's had toward goal, he's made by himself on the outside.
Yeah.
But if we can get other players involved in that, what's that going to do with Solans? It's going to open him up because they have to respect Gozo.
Yeah. Well, and it opened up Luna too. I mean,
For sure,
Luna, yeah. So I mean, no, I mean, I think, I think I think he plays. I think he's more dangerous as a 10 or up there on that line, just because of his finishing. And like you said, and it would open up. I mean, really, the other 3, you got Gilovagi, Solans, and Luna. So that it'd be a really, really dangerous 4 up there.
Okay, well, you answered the question probably the right way, but maybe the wrong way. Who do you take off the field? Okay, all right. I'm not gonna have you answer that question right now, but this is homework for you and for me. I want your playoff, because Real Salt Lake's, they're making
Yeah.
playoff starting 11. And
Okay.
loyal listeners, if you want to put your playoff starting 11 for Real Salt Lake in the comments, please do. For this podcast, on our Instagram, put it in there and let's see what you got. Because it's a good problem to have.
Yeah,
but
and
it's a hard problem to have at the same time.
Yeah, and everyone's so different. It would be interesting to see what everyone would come up with.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So I already know the answer to this, because I think we both agree. We talked about it before the show, and we've kind of debated this to what the question, or what the answer to this question is going to be. After the record-breaking brace by Gozo at 19 years old, first time in Real Salt Lake history, is this kid a flash in the pan? No, he is not.
Nope.
He is an upcoming star in this league, and probably English Premier League or the Spanish League. I just saw this notice come by on Instagram that there could be a bidding war between Aston Villa and Atletico Madrid for this kid this summer. Real Salt Lake fans, please don't get used to Gozo being on this team.
Yeah.
He's probably going to go to one of those teams for close to 30. Kevin thinks 35 million pounds, dollars, whatever you want to call it. He's going to go for a lot of money.
Yep.
Is it going to hurt Real Salt Lake? Yes. I think in the very start of this, it's going to hurt for, but they're going to have that money to spend on other players.
Yep.
So don't get too caught up in the whole thing, because Gozo will be gone this summer.
And I do think we have another designated player spot. So, having that kind of money and being able to go after a designated player, I mean, yeah, I think it's a good situation to be in when you're losing a star like that.
Yeah. So it's disappointing that we're going to lose a player like Gozo, and hopefully we don't lose Gozo and Luna this summer. I hope that doesn't happen. I also hope the U.S. men's national team makes the right decision and takes Luna. I hope they take Gozo. I don't know why that he's not in the U.S. team just lost an attacking player to injury. Why isn't Xavier his name? Why isn't he up there now? I don't understand. But with Luna, I hope they make the right decision to take him at least, because I think that will pick the guy off more, and he'll go to the Mexican League and play. He'll go and take his credentials and his loyalty to the U.S. the Mexican national team, because they offered him a spot. He gave that up to come play for the U.S. team. So I don't know. We could lose them both. I'm hoping the U.S. kind of sweetens the pot for us, selfishly.
Yeah.
But
there's a lot of passion there too.
Oh, for sure. And this team, the U.S. team, they need that. The U.S. team more than Real Salt Lake, because I think there's some pretty nitty gritty passionate players on RSL's club, but the U.S. just looks like they've got no right now.
Yep.
But Kevin, anything else?
No, I think that does it.
And I just want to let everybody know that I love Gozo.
We all love Gozo.
He's a stud, and he's always going to be a stud. I'm going to follow him wherever he goes. I'm going to be his biggest fan, and I hope the world for him. But he's still ours right now.
Yep.
He's still in the Claret and Cobalt, and he's going to carry us as long as he's going to carry us. But if you got nothing else, Kevin, this is going to wrap the show up. We've got another hot streak going on at America First Stadium. We're 6-1 there this year. RSL with the win climbs to 4th place in the West. It's really quite close with a 3rd place right now, tied with 3rd place with a couple teams at 22 points. That's kind of huge at this point of the season.
Yeah.
To have 22
Good place
points.
to be. Yeah.
Yes, great place to be. We got a 19-year-old in our homegrown Xavier Gozo, Real Salt Lake goal setter, making history with his first brace as a 19-year-old for the club. The real test, can RSL keep this energy going? For we got a huge massive game against Colorado, the big rivalry showdown for the Wasatch Cup. Rocky Mountain Cup. But before we head out, guys, we want to hear from you. What was your play of the match? Was it Yedlin's drive and pass to Gozo? Was Gozo's race? Was that it for you? Does Gozo need to play higher in the field? Does he need to be one of those 10s, or do you like him at the wingback position? Post, comment, and let us know that you're out there. We see all the Riot loyalists checking in from time to time. So let's just keep that conversation going on our social media. Thanks for riding with us. We'll see you next time as we get ready for the Rocky Mountain Cup. Stay loud, stay loyal, stay with us at IntotheRioT.
Vamos Real!